Hello everyone. Welcome for another session on the fast formula. Today also let's create one simple formula for an accrual fast formula. Let's create it. Yesterday we had seen how the eligibility fast formula can be created. Also saw a simple validation fast formula. And now let's check how an accrual formula can be created. We have already seen that another session. Um, but today, let's see some function. Let's add some functionality to enhance that a bit and see how that's going to work. So what I've done is uh, just to save us time, I have already created one absence plan uh, of monthly accrual period. Okay. So I've not attached anything to this. So it's just a plan created. And then eligibility profile is attached. And there is no accrual formula attached. So now what we'll do, I have also attached this plan to a new absence type created. Now we'll create one fast formula and attach it to this plan. But what the requirement is, let's say, so this is, I have, I need an absence uh, called fusion accrual I have named it as. So I need that absence where yearly they get 16 days of accrual. I mean, accrual days would be 16 days yearly. So, but I have done an incremental plan which is of monthly accrual period. So 16 divided by 12. So this is the monthly accrual period, a monthly accrual that they received. Now, I also have an additional clause saying if a person enters this absence, let's say this is some unpaid leave, or there could be a condition saying if the employee goes on any of the unpaid leave, then they are not supposed to accrue during that time. Okay. In such cases, how do we exclude that unpaid leave using one simple function? We'll see that. And what is the limitation that function has got? We will check that as well. Okay, I'll name this as fusion accrual test, same as the absence type, and then create global absence accrual matrix. If I don't select the legislative data group, then I can come and search here by just giving the formula name. If not, I have to explicitly give the legislative data group as well. So, but anyway, select this. All right. So now let's initialize certain DPIs or certain input values. I don't think I would need any DPIs because based on nothing, I would not need any data from the DPI from what I can think of. So I'll just have input values. So I have already told you yesterday, this IV is the input value. Uh, that is system generated input values. This is contextual variables. So I can just use it directly. But I need to pass some default values just in case the system is unable to fetch the value, and we need to ensure that the fast formula doesn't break. So I'll give some backup value for it. So accrual period start date. Accrual period start date is 1. And then I'm just going to initiate some value to this. Likewise, wait. accrual period, end date, and then we need plan enrollment start date. Why will we require plan enrollment start date is, uh, see, I needed days between this period because that's my monthly accrual period, the accrual period that is we are going to consider. So when we create a repeating period, this gets generated by itself. This we have seen during a repeating period session. So this gets created. So the start date and end date will be provided from the system. And I needed the days between these. But what if an employee gets hired in the middle? So their accrual period start date uh, would be, I mean, the whatever the accrual period start date would be from now from Jan 1st or the start of the month. Okay, whereas they have been hired in the middle of the month. In such cases, we actually have to look for plan enrollment start date. That gives me the hire date or the event date. So, which is why I need this, as well as in case of termination, I need their termination date. So that would be their plan enrollment end date. So I need to find a days between whichever is the highest, plan accrual period start date or plan enrollment start date, or the least of accrual period end date or a plan enrollment end date. Right. Now, I'll just pass this as inputs. Inputs are this. Now, let me initialize some variables as well. So now, I'll just directly do it. Start date is the greatest of this two dates. Whatever is the greatest, I need that. Where is it? And L end date is the least of all right, we already made use of two functions, the greatest and least. So let's try to use another function as well. So now we have got this. Now I need days between. L days or accrual days. It is days between function I'm going to use. That is start date and then end date. Right. End date first and then start date plus 1. So I'll do plus 1 because the days doesn't include from first date to last date. So we'll just do one, 1 day addition to the resulted days. Yeah. Now I have got this. So this is the accrual days. Okay. Or I would say this as a total days. Now I need to exclude the unpaid. Exclude, I'll just name the same. Exclude days. So which days I need to exclude? There is a function for that as well. Get absence days per type. So this is the, I believe this is the function. If it's wrong, we'll correct it later. So I needed one absence. So there is an absence here. And this is an absence currently. Yesterday we had created this. So whenever there is an absence recorded for this type, I don't want those days to be considered for an accrual period. So I'm going to say this. This is the absence. Now, if there are multiple absences also, I can declare it. Now I'll say uh, this, when it should be recorded, it should be between my period. This is the period. So between these days, you go. I'm asking to system saying that between the start and end date, you search if there are any days here. So you get me those days. How many days? How many ever entries? If it is multiple entries, also get me those days, and then uh, send those values to this variable. I'm telling that. Now I need L accrual days of, so final days would be this. Okay, wait. I'll also say what is my monthly entitlement. Monthly entitlement is, we saw it as 1.33. 1.333. Since 16 days is the yearly accrual. Now 1.33 is the year. Then what I'll do, accrual days or accrual is equal to, wait, um, okay, so now, okay, accrual days is equal to total days subtracted by L exclude days. Okay, let's say this is a total days is 30, and then I have 6 days of this absence which is recorded yesterday. So 30 minus 6, which would be 24. So now what I have to do, I have to take a proportion. I need to take a proportion because now, so 26 days is the actual days. Now, what I have to do is 26 days divided by total days, which is 30 days. Okay, which is equal to this divided by this. So this, now this is my total days or eligible accrual, this into this. So this gives me 1.15. So this is the accrual that I would get for this month since I have already recorded 6 days of unpaid leave. So that's how it has to be. So I have to take a proportion which is equal to uh, L, no, L accrual days. So this is my how many days I am L supposed to accrue it, divided by the total days. What is the total days that was there? That would give me the L proportion. Now, L accrual. So finally, we have come to L accrual, which is L proportion multiplied by monthly entitlement. Okay, so this is how we are supposed to do it. Hope this is clarified. Like this, what we have done is this divided by this. That gives me this number. And this, when I multiply with the monthly entitlement, I get what is the actual accrual staff has to get on a particular month. Okay. Now, accrual is equal to the this variable. Let's give it. And then we will say return the accrual. So this is what I'm supposed to do it. Now I'm going to have used this function. Let's compile this and see. Let's compile it. Okay, good. So the function that I have used is fine. This is the function get absence days per type. So whichever absences, if it has multiple absences, also like I have multiple unpaid leave absence types that all can be excluded. So now let's test this absence. What I'll do, I will first choose an employee, or let's go back to the fast formula and include the log file. The rest to check that better. So here, when I'm searching, I have to search with the legislative data group. Okay, this is the one. I'll just include some logs so that while running the process, we will know what are all the things that we've got. Now, I just have a log 1. This is log right, which is, well, the same. I needed the total days. What is the total days captured? All right. Then likewise, I needed an excluded days as well. And then I need what is the L accrual. I'll also take the proportion variable. So that would be my third log. All right, let's save it. Compile them. Now, it's fusion accrual test. Let's go and attach it to an absence. So I had created a new absence plan, which is this. I'm just going to correct it. Article. Save monthly approval period and then incremental letters. I'm going to give a sequence. So it's important for us to give an expression. If not, it gives an error. I could define the approval rate if it is fixed, or else I could test here. I could select the fast form. Okay. So my absence type is also ready. I've already tagged the absence plan there. you would want, let us take a look at the absence type as well. So this is what the absence type is. I have tagged the eligibility profile, plans, everything is there. So now based on eligibility, I'm going to run the absence processes. So I have an employee who is supposed to be eligible for this. I'll keep the effective date as of July 1st because that's when I want it, or July, any day I want. I'll select it. So I'll first open that employee and show it to you how the plan is in there. So this is the employee. So whatever the absence, the same eligibility profile we have attached. So this employee has to be eligible for the new absence which we have created as well. So now what we're supposed to do is like there are 6 days. So excluding 6 days, how many accrual as expected? Is he going to get the accrual or not? We have to check it. So let's run this process. So now on the accrual tab, this absence, new absence we have created isn't available. So let's go to the scheduled processes. So I'm going to select it as 2nd July or 1st July. Then search the employee. This is the employee absence plan. Solution. Right. We have this. Okay, I'm going to submit. Now I'll go run this process as of today because it's a monthly period. So I can run as of any day on this month. And again, for select absence plan, submit it. Let's check the log. All right, you're able to see my log. So this is what the L proportions, everything that we have took. This is what we have got. Let's check what is the accrual, say excluded days, what is the total days, everything that we have got. We had done for 30 days, but it's exactly 31 days. So based on that, what is the proportion? What is the accrual supposed to be fetched? Now let's go and check the person management and the records. right? So whatever that we had expected, it has come. So if I use a round function, we will use that in the next class. If I use that, we would get the rounded value. Okay, this would be on exclude 1.33 was his entitlement, but excluding that 6 days, whatever supposed to get is this that we have got. Uh, at the beginning, I had told what is the limitation of this absence pause formula. I'll tell that, right? So the limitation is that now it has calculated this, whatever the absence that is taken. But in case I withdraw this, if I withdraw it, then the Oracle system or that functionality, what we have used, that function get absence per type, that function doesn't recognize the withdrawal, denied status, or save status. It just see what are the entries available for this absence type and get all the days. So that is the limitation of this. So if this is the case, how do we incorporate a logic where we fetch the days based on the approval status, based on the absence status? How do we fetch that? Let's do that to value set in the next session. Thanks, everyone. We will see you in another session.